Well, hello YouTube. Thanks for tuning in to a new adventure with art. Today we are going to downtown Fort Worth. I have started the time lapse so you can see the route along the way that I'm taking. But I wanted to at least invite you along for a bike ride, a little bit of drone footage of the city, enjoying the river, enjoying the park that's out there, and I'd love for you to tag along. So hop on in, strap in your seatbelt now that you're in Silver, my pickup truck with me, and we're going to go ahead and take a ride. Thanks for watching. Check out that new seat on my Espin Sport bike. It's got a nice comfy saddle. I'm able to go far and long distances with this thing. I love it. So just go ahead and hit the road, and we'll go ahead and take old Espin out for a ride. All right, so this is one of the first stops along the river. I'm right outside of all the park area, but I love these little chutes where water kind of pour through. Kids and people walk out on these little mini dams and they just enjoy fishing and have a good time out here. Canoes like to cut through there as well. I saw this little statue over here, and it reminded me of I think this is maybe Mark Twain. I don't think it's Albert Einstein, but it looks like Mark Twain, and my guess is this is one of his books that he wrote, and he's just thinking about what to write next as he's looking at the city, downtown Fort Worth. But interesting enough, as I look at this, man, look, is that bird poop? That's disgusting. As he's reading some dirty literature. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and hit the road again. So now I'm driving. I don't want to freak this guy out here. So let's go now as we're passing these people here. Man, there's a lot of people out here today. That's one thing I've noticed. And they're all wearing these little numbers, so I'm guessing there's some sort of race or something. So, but yeah, I guess we'll just have to hopefully it thins out up ahead, and maybe we can get some smooth sailing down the trail here. Coming on your left. Here I go. Thank you. Oh, this is a nice area. See, look, there's a little kid that's walking down there. That's I guess you can't really get a canoe or kayak through there, but let's go ahead and pick up again and continue riding. Oh, pardon me, guys. I guess we're taking up the whole sidewalk today. I guess I got to go around you. All right, there you go. So there's a good view of I-30. That's one of the major corridors through downtown Fort Worth and Dallas. I noticed some interesting birds that were over here on the left side here as I zoom in here. I'm not sure, what are these birds? Does anyone know what these, they're like black, and look how they kind of like flap weird. It's almost like they're not crows, they're not grackles. Who knows? But if someone knows, I'd love to hear it down in the comments what you think the black birds are. What are they? It's kind of cool. There's sort of like a spillway here up under I-30, which is a major freeway we have downtown Fort Worth. But yeah, if I zoom in here, look at that. This is some of the murals and the graffiti that you see out here in the Fort Worth area. This one's particularly themed near the zoo because we've got the giraffe We've got other items of art that are out here, such as the lilies that are out on the water. It's talking about the Trinity residences, but it is very cool. You got this cool artwork out here under the bridges here in the Fort Worth area near the Trinity River. I'm guessing this is a crossover at one point for a smaller train. The train tracks look like it's more of like a little kiddie train, maybe from the zoo. And then it kind of comes back over here across the Trinity, and then back down that way. It'll eventually end up in the zoo. So I remember when I was a little kid, I would hop on the train in the zoo, and it would take you on this long ride, and it must have taken us through here. It's been, shoot, that's been 30 years now. 35, so not to date myself, but yeah. So this is the other side. This is the south side of I-30 in downtown Fort Worth region. You've got the there's the freeway over there, I-30, and that's the bridge where we just came from. I'm out here at the Trinity River. I've got some major helmet head going on, which is fine, but as you can see, it goes back quite a ways. Here's some drone footage for you guys to enjoy. All right, so this is the Trinity River. It's actually one of our larger rivers here in Texas. It stretches 423 miles. There was a French explorer that actually founded or named this river. He called it the River of Canoes back in 1687. And then there was a Spanish explorer who renamed the river to La Santísima Trinidad, which means the Most Holy Trinity. So it has a lot of Spanish Catholic practice of how they memorialize places with religious references. The Trinity River actually has several branches. We're on the West Fork. I'm familiar with it, and the West Fork is fed in from Lake Bridgeport, Eagle Mountain Lake, Lake Worth, and the city of Fort Worth. It actually stretches all the way down to Houston, and it dumps into the I think it's the Gulf of Mexico through the Houston Bay, and it's one of the primary sources of water that fills it up. But it is very interesting, and it's a big part of our city. The Davidson Rail Yard. This was actually founded and built in the early 1900s by the Texas and Pacific Railroad, and they called it the Lancaster Yard. It went through some major changes. Union Pacific eventually bought it out, and that's when the name change had went underway to the Davidson Yard. In 1963, the Missouri Pacific Railroad assumed control of the Texas and Pacific, and soon it became to modernize and improve this yard. So yeah, the Davidson Yard. This is the big rail yard here in Fort Worth. You can see all the lines and tracks that are here, and they transport goods all across the United States. So pretty interesting. Yeah, and over here on the left, after this golf course, you'll see some tennis courts and a stadium back in the back. That stadium is TCU, which is a college here in the Fort Worth area. That's the TCU Stadium. So we're really close to that. But now it's time to transition to one of my favorite parts of the episode called Corny Joke Time by Adventuring Art in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So why did I sell my Corvette and Lamborghini last night? Anyone? Because I didn't want to catch the car owner virus. Aww. Is that too soon? I noticed it says I was coming up to this bridge that there's this cool little artwork area. Morning. Almost got me. Isn't that cool? Ain't that special? Well, howdy, folks. All right, so yeah, I got the helmet stuff going on. Anyways, I'm under another bridge here, going further south of Fort Worth, but saw this looked really interesting and really cool. Looks like there's some sort of event happening here today. Down there you'll see that it says to bikers to dismount. I'm not going to go ahead and head down that way any further, so I'll be heading straight back home. This is about 5 miles into the trip, so we'll turn around and we'll make it a 10-mile bike ride today. Very enjoyable coming all the way down here. It got less and less populated. There was a race going on there, as you guys have saw in the footage. There's lots of people trying to avoid in and out, so that's just one thing to keep in mind about this trail. It is very busy. So with that being said, let's head on back. Hey, I hear my dogs. Look at that. So this place is probably one of the coolest places I've ever seen. It is a restaurant focused on those that have dogs called mutts. So back over there's this huge outdoor patio area, which is all like it's all like wood chip based, so dogs can do their business and bury their business. They've got shovels, they've got all sorts of things back there. Come check this place out, it's pretty awesome. Alright, so I'm out here hanging out one of the picnic benches right here underneath one of the bridges that sit right over the river. I'm enjoying some of the nice fresh air. It's probably upper 60s, low 70s, 68, 69 degrees. Can't get much perfect better weather than that. Right now I've got the helmet line. My helmet just digs a line in my forehead there. Man. But I do have one more joke here for you. What's the difference between a man on a bicycle wearing a tuxedo and a man on a unicycle wearing jeans and a jacket? Give up? A tire. Get it? Tire? A tire? It's that time again. Guess what? It's corny joke time. I recently bought a bicycle that plays music when you ride it. It's called a Gershwin. Schwinn. Here he goes, corny joke time. So my friend is crazy. He's always riding his bike on the trail constantly. He is a psychopath on a psychopath. So all in all, it's been a great morning outing so far. I got to get out of the house, get some exercise on the e-bike, and see some amazing sights and interesting places. I think the thing that meant the most to me was seeing people and lots of them. I absolutely love seeing the hundreds of people enjoying nature and getting outdoors. I also had several tiny conversations with people as we crossed paths. One even asked me about my GoPro mount and was curious as to what it was. The kids that were around the river were mesmerized by my drone as I was flying it around, and I enjoyed entertaining them. I have to say this truly was an amazing, memorable day that I'll carry with me forever. On a side note, I am excited to announce that we're at 69 subscribers as of the time of me making this recording, and I'm very humble and thankful for you having spent your time to join me on the adventures that we've been on thus far. I consider you all friends, and I am looking forward to many future adventures and travels and sharing them with you. I hope that you will share some of your own with me as well. This week is spring break, and we are working on plans to go to a beach somewhere or go camping, and I'll report back to you when I get back. So there may be a few days delay in my next video, and I won't have any computer access in the meanwhile. With all that being said, I wanted to give you a very big, large thank you to all of you. I want to especially mention and say a big thanks to my friend Boondocking with Dennis and my friend Jamie Macon, as well as Weston Coach Smith. These three individuals have spoken positive things in my life, and I have been encouraged by each one of these individuals to keep pressing in and to keep doing what I've been doing on the channel, and even doing that much more. I just want to thank you guys and gal, and that's about it. So with that, I'll go ahead and wrap this video up here. It's been real, it's been fun, it's been real fun, and we will see you on the next adventure. Take care, folks.